1 year.
Was the United States the first place you came to after the Congo, or was there other places that you went to first?
Oh, from when we ran in Congo, we just ran away, go near the neighbor country. We go to Zambia. Zambia makes some protection, but we cannot afford because we are the neighbor. We moved there, go Zimbabwe, South Africa, and then now United, how do we call them, UNHCR. UNHCR.
United Nations High Commission for Refugees have camps located in hotspots all across the world.
Is the one now who will come and yes, now we try to send us. Some go to Norway, some go to Australia, whatever, Canada, and USA.
Did you come with your family?
Yes.
Your entire family?
Yeah.
Did you get to pick where you went, or were you assigned? Like Norway or USA, or how does that work?
No, you don't pick.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice to where you're sent. We've had incidents of Somali men that have 3 wives, 4 wives. So one of the wives and the children were sent to Minnesota. The other one was sent with the husband to Kansas City. Then the other one to Britain, you know. So eventually the man said he wants to go to Minnesota. The wife that was there said, no, you ain't going to Minnesota. Most times, families that are fortunate stick together like jacks. Most times they flee different ways. When people are coming to kill you, maybe you just have few minutes to just pick up whatever is essential to you and move. Sometimes you are in the field working and they are ravaging your village. You can't go back. You just from the field find a way to save yourself.
You know, to run with your family on the moment that the enemies come to the country, you are together, then you have maybe some money that can help you to get the transport and then go with your family. Some of the people, you can just run, maybe you have your children, your baby, just throw her down and then go. Most of the families, you cannot move your 7 and then go to reach 7, maybe 2, 4, they could die. Myself, my family, my father, my brother, my sister, I think my 2 young sisters. From my family, my father, my mother, they were being killed. So there was no chance to go back. If you hang with your family, which means God was protect and then just help you to move like that. Some of the people, you can see wife, he go another way, children go to another way, daddy go to another way. Like that, even now, most of the people, they cannot see each other. They don't know where they are.
Will, could you describe the moment when you made the decision to flee?
Okay, we didn't decide or we didn't take a decision that I will leave Congo because my country is, I like it. We was being forced to leave my country. I didn't plan to just move, go, no. Because of we're scared to die, that's why.
How did you leave? I mean, by car or?
Yes, I just take a car and then go near the border, because Congo and Zambia is very, very near. So I just go to the border and go inside. When I go to Zambia, you just hands up your hands and say, welcome, you finished. They cannot kill you when you hands up.
How, for you, how far was that? Was that to Zambia? Was it quick ride?
No,
or-
it takes about 4 days on the way. I was there with 2 wives. My first wife, she was been raped and died. She was not living near with me. She was in another place. Like I am on west, she was in north. So she was being raped by the rebel and then died.
What do the rebels want? And because I think I have an idea that, of course, everybody is wanting power, but certainly in my thinking, that rebels are against some corrupt government. So rebels come from the people and are for the people. So it's always hard when you say it's the rebels that are raping their women.
Yes, you know where come the rebels? Rebels is like you, as we are here. They will come to Martin to no, you see Jack now. Take advantage for everything. You just fight Jack. When you fight Jack, so that you can be in charge in that group, is that they are playing fair. Now Martin can organize the people. Now start now to fight. When they are fighting, the soldiers they are dying, but most of the people is innocent people, those who's dying. Like my country is a rich country. We have many minerals. When we are fighting now, you and me we fight. Now Martin is take
The resources. It's not really about power grabbing. It's about resource control.
You know, even now.
That's why they have different. If there is no one, they don't have united rebels. There are different militia groups. You know, that mine the resources and use it to fund. You know, trying to get more access to the other people's resources. And if they are lucky, unfortunate enough, to have the support of an international group or country like the United States, who could well arm them and then take those resources. You know, so it's mostly about resource control. And sometimes it's ethnic based too. Or it could start off as ethnic based and then from there, just like what is happening in Nigeria. You know, where the resources of the Niger Delta is being abused, and you know, it started off as getting control of your resources, but then they want to be free from those people that come after them. So that's exactly what happens in Congo. So Congo now is like a no man's land. The central government is not as strong as they should be to be able to maintain stability and calm across the nation, because there are splinter rebel groups all over the country.
So we know that this has been going on for quite some time, but how do they recruit? Like I know the video we saw, children is a big target, but you know, is it just the children? Like how does this war keep happening? Like, how are they grabbing people to choose sides?
Yeah, is that example that I give in your father's house? There is a lot of bread. So somebody come now to rule you in your father's house. So when now I came to you, I said, you see that? You say, yeah, yes. How these people are teaching you? What do you think? You can fight them. Now I talk to you, we organize, we get somebody who can give us money, guns. We organize a group now, we go. We train after training, we come back. They come back now to fight.
Because of the instability in those kind of areas, there is very high unemployment rate. People do not have any way to work or to earn a living. They cannot go to the farm because they could be kidnapped, they could be killed. So what happens is that when you have a viable option, like joining a group, you know, just like it's going on in Iraq, people are being paid to plant bombs on the road, you know. They may not be terrorists, but because of they don't have any kind of way to support themselves and their families. And sometimes kids, just like it's going on in Uganda with the Lord Resistance Army, kids are brought in, fed gourmet food, you know, that you don't get at home. And those kind of attractions, you know, every day you go there, they feed you, and along the line, they teach you how to smoke weed that gives you the munchies. No, I'm a serious note. I'm just trying to make it so that the way you can understand it. So along the line, they get used to that kind of lifestyle. And by the time they attain teenage age, they are being taught how to shoot because you make more money. Then you can branch out. You know, if you've seen some of these ragtag rebel groups, you know, that most of them were not even in the military. They were just trained in the camp, you know, where they are provided food, and you know, the leader is the person that really maintains the resources that they extract, be it oil, like in Congo, or oil, or whatever that, or gold or diamond, like in Sierra Leone. You know, Congo has diamond too. You know, so they have all these areas scattered. So in order to maintain that stranglehold over the population, they provide them with a kind of employment and then encourage them to be part of them, because if you have gun, you make more money. If you don't have gun, you just like to do menial things for us, you make less money. So what looks attractive to you?
So as the government does that as well.
Everybody does it.
Everybody does it.
Now, to become what might be called a digger, someone who is actually engaged in the process of working to find the resources, how that seems to be an unviable sort of job. How does one, is that a lowly position or something that someone would aspire to?
Not just is lowly, it's hard work.
Yeah.
You toil under scorching sun, and with guards making sure that, you know, in like in Sierra Leone, because people used to swallow diamonds. So when you are suspected of swallowing diamond or hiding it under your tongue, they will openly castrate you or open up your bowel to teach the others that if you do this, this is the fate that awaits you. You know? So that's the kind of things that happen. So working in the digging area where you dig diamond is one of the lowest jobs, and sometimes there are huge temptations there too. And then if you're not trusted, that's when you are apportioned that kind of task. But if you are trusted, then you could do better things and be able to recruit people that will do those other jobs.
Sometimes things is very difficult. It's very difficult when you think when I was at home, I cannot suffer like this. You see, maybe to get a job in America now, difficult. You cannot work as you are working in Africa. And then now, when you feel that, when I was at home, now what? I was doing this, I can run some small business with my family. Now, when you came here, so it is very difficult. And then we just, I don't know, we don't have a choice, and then we don't have what, even because like us, we understand, because God says, don't mind, don't worry. God says, yes, don't worry. You cannot worry and then make the step by your life. So just we give our lives to the Lord. It's already done. So there is nothing just to stay and think about it. No.
There are some refugees with severe psychiatric problems, because some do have flashbacks, especially when you see your sister, your wife raped in your presence and butchered, or your children butchered in your presence. There are, in 2005, we started a group called the Sudanese Lost Boys. These were kids that saw terrible things. And they ran for almost 2 weeks Some of them were killed. Most of them were killed on their way fleeing Sudan. Not by rebels or anything, but by wild animals. You know, so United States designated them a priority case. So within that period, they were lifted out and they were provided with all kinds of assistance to help them heal and to help them assimilate better here in the United States. So time and time again, the United States government, under the auspices of United Nations High Commission for Refugees, have designated certain population priority cases because of the kind of trauma they have gone through and they have faced, you know. So with people like Jack, it's difficult because if the war had not started, or if things were normal, it's even more painful when you have memories of how things used to be before all this chaos. And sometimes they see all these resources that were recently found out as a curse rather than a blessing. Because the resources that should have been used to improve infrastructures and help the populace is being diverted for things that are so outrageously and anomaly in the sense that it causes more death. So it's difficult for all refugees, but some do face more severe trauma than others, you know, because if you are able to have an early warning of what is going to happen, you can flee. But if you are not,